Does the day begin when the sun rises? What does the scripture say? According to Genesis chapter 1, each day is started by evening, which is night, then morning, which is day. And the Lord called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. The Hebrew word for evening is arab, and it means night, while the Hebrew word for morning is bukar, and it means day. Some of my fellow Yasharelim argue that Yahuwah didn't work at night, that we are children of the day, and a day is only during daylight. And they do this to justify not celebrating the Shabbat a full day, but only during the daylight hours. But the scriptures say different. And I said, O Yahuwah, you spoke from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and said thus, let heaven and earth be made, and your word was a perfect work. And then was the Ruach, and darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Then commanded you a fair light to come forth of your treasures, that your work might appear. Now let's break this down. And I said, O Yahuwah, you spoke from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and said thus, let heaven and earth be made. And your word was a perfect work. Yahuwah spoke creation into existence. That's work. And then was the Ruach, and darkness and silence were on every side. This proves that Yahuwah spoke creation into existence in the dark. In other words, he worked at night. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Then commanded you a fair light to come forth of your treasures. This further proves that the light was the last thing Yahuwah created on day one, that your work might appear. So let's recap. Yahuwah spoke creation into existence in the dark, which was the beginning of day one. Then came his Ruach in the dark. Light was the last thing Yahuwah created on day one, the end of the day. So from now on, when Yasharel says the day begins at sunrise, this proves them wrong. When they say we are the children of the day, we don't work at night, this proves them wrong. Yahuwah worked at night. When they say we honor the Shabbat during the 12-hour day period, this proves them wrong. When they say we don't rest from evening to evening, Yahuwah's day begins on the seventh day, today called Saturday, which begins Friday at sunset, which is evening, and ends Saturday at sunset, which is evening.
We resting.
We're chilling on the Sabbath.
That's what we doing. We chilling on the Sabbath.
We're chilling on the Sabbath.
I know y'all go to church on Sunday. They all confused.
We're chilling on the Sabbath.
But we chilling on the Sabbath. The seventh day of the week.
We're chilling on the Sabbath.
Friday sundown to Saturday sundown.